Welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, thanks so much for watching. For today's video, I have for you a massive eyeshadow palette collection and declutter. So, disclaimer, this entire video is already posted, but it's over 4 hours long. And I did get some feedback that people loved the long videos, but I also got some feedback that people preferred the way I did it last year, where I broke it up into multiple videos that were about an hour long a piece. So I figured I could just please my entire audience and do both. Why not, right? What else? I know I have way too many eyeshadow palettes, way more than any one person could ever use, but do please keep in mind that I do this, you know, I buy these for typically for review, for, you know, my hobby or job here on YouTube. And I love eyeshadow palettes. They're my favorite part of makeup. So that is just that. Eyeshadow palettes are definitely my weakness. And last disclaimer, please don't ask me for my makeup. I don't send makeup to anybody. I have a very large family with lots of nieces, and I have sisters, so they get first dibs, and then anything that, you know, I don't give to them, I sell on Mercari, and all the money I make on Mercari goes back into my channel to continue to buy eyeshadow palettes and whatever else that I want to buy to review for you guys, or that you guys want to see, obviously. So I think that covers everything. So if that sounds interesting to you, then why don't we go ahead and get started? Alright, so let's get started with part 1 of 4, and here we go. So I'm going to start with my mini palettes first, and then after that, I don't know, there's no rhyme or reason probably to how I'll do the rest of it, but I just thought I'd start with the small ones first. The first one I have is the ColourPop Rainbow Sprinkles. This is an all pressed glitter palette. That's what it looks like right there. Now I don't use pressed glitters a lot, but I do like that this is all in one palette. And I do like the colors. This white has got like some real pretty reflex in there. There's like a pink and blue and green. Then you've got a pretty gold and a pink and a like lilac lavender color. So I would use these colors. So I am going to hang on to this. Okay, next up I have the ColourPop Cream Soda palette. That's what that looks like. Very pretty. I don't think I've ever used this. I can't tell. If anything, it may have been swatched, but I've never used this. This is a little bit too light. I like to go a little bit deeper with my shadows. So I am going to declutter this one. Okay. Next up, I have the ColourPop Sorbet. I think they still have these. A lot of these anyways. And I really like this style because there's something special about the metallics in these. So anyways, I love the mauves and the pinks in here, so I am going to hang on to this one. Alright, and next up I have Sparkler. And this is a nice deep brown palette, nice deep neutral palette, so I will hang on to this one because I do like the deeper look, so I like to go a little bit more smoky. Okay, this next one is called Triple Scoop. I'm not sure if they have this one anymore. It's really pretty. I really do like it. Those metallics are really special, but it's a little bit more on the orange side, and I don't do oranges or reds all that much, so I'm going to declutter that one. Next up I have the ColourPop Waffle Cone. This one's really pretty with these teal and turquoise in there, so I am going to hang on to that. I don't wear a lot of blues, but I do like the teals and the turquoise. Okay, next up is Sunday Fun Day. That's what this looks like. I think I've swatched this, but I've never used it. Don't really see myself using this, so I am going to go ahead and declutter this. And then I have Gimme Sugar right here. And this is a nice pretty purple palette, and if you've watched me at all, then you know purple is my favorite color, and I love purple eyeshadow, so I'm definitely hanging on to this one. All right, the next palette is called Extra Toppings. It's a nice, pretty pink palette. It's really pretty, but knowing how many eyeshadows I have, and this pink is super special, it's really pretty. But knowing how many eyeshadow palettes I have, I probably won't use this, so I am going to let it go. Okay, next up is Plum and Get It. I don't think they have this one anymore, but I really do like it. It's a nice deeper plum. This will be great in the fall, and these are perfect to travel with. So I'm going to hang on to that one. And then last in this format is Peach Please, which looks like this. And I do like these peachy tones. And I don't have a lot of peachy tones, I don't think, in my collection, so I am going to hang on to this one. Okay, next up I have the Hello Kitty Cherry Sweet. I have never, oh, this is what it looks like on the outside, sorry. I have never used this, never swatched this. Don't believe they have these anymore. Like I said, I don't wear pinks a lot, so I think I'll let this go. I think somebody else might get better use out of it, and it's brand new, like I said. Okay, next up is the Hello Kitty Cocoa Cutie. And this is a really pretty blue one, and like I said before, I don't wear a lot of blues. Now this does have pretty teals in it, but I have a lot of blue palettes, way more than I need to for someone who doesn't use blue. And again, this one is brand new. I've never touched it, so I'm gonna let this one go as well. And then last but not least is the Hello Kitty Pineapple Cake. This one is a nice pretty yellow palette. Honestly, I don't wear yellow a lot. I do have some yellow palettes, so I'm just gonna hang on to those. And since this one's brand new, I'm going to let this go to a new home. All right, that feels good. And at the end of all of this, I will put up a count as to, you know, the total number of palettes I have, how many I decluttered, how many I'm keeping, just because I know everybody likes to know that. All right, next up is ColourPop Fly Away. Pretty sure they don't have this one anymore. It's a nice kind of grungy green palette. Really pretty. Have I touched this? I can't, yeah, I'm pretty sure I swatched this. You know, I have a lot of grungy palettes. This is really pretty, but I'm gonna go ahead and let this go. Okay, next up is Too Hoped. I think they might still have these, so I am going to hold on to this one. Even though I don't wear pink a lot, I do like these tones, and it's a nice monochromatic look, and those shimmers are really pretty. So I'm gonna hang on to that. And like I said, I think they still have that one. Part of what I'm doing is also trying to get rid of stuff that isn't around anymore. So now this one I know is not around anymore. This is the Digital Playground. And it's really pretty, but I just saved a pink palette, so I'm going to let this one go. I liked the tones in the other one a little better. This is also no longer available. This is called New Millennium. And it's a little bit more purple pink, and it's kind of a pastel palette. I remember doing a look with this one and I loved it, so I am going to hang on to this one. I don't have a ton of pastels. I do have some, but not a ton. Oh, these I'm pretty sure they still have. Maybe the Too Haute they don't, but maybe they have these. This is the Amour, and it does have a pressed glitter, which I did use when I did the look with this, and I did like it. And this is more kind of on the purple plum side, so we'll hang on to this. Okay, this is Rumor Has It. Very pretty blue palette. Again, don't use blues a lot, so I'm going to let that go. This one is Social Butterfly. This is more of a cool tone brown blue palette, I'm sorry. However, again, don't use blues a lot, so I'm going to let that go. Okay, this is Crush, and it does not have a, whatchamacallit, a pressed glitter. This is more of a bronzy palette. This one I'm going to set aside because I don't know how many bronze palettes I have. I know I have the Natasha Denona bronze, but I don't know how many other bronze palettes I have. And I do like bronze every once in a while, so I'm going to hang on to that as a maybe, and we'll come back to it later. Okay, this next one is called All Aflutter. It's more like a peachy tone, but I don't think I've touched this. It's brand new, and I don't see myself reaching for it a lot. So I'm going to let it go. Alright, next up is Statement Piece. And this is more of a pink palette again. Really pretty. I don't think I've touched it, so I'm going to let this go. Okay, then we have Over the Cocoon. This one's really pretty. It's more like a burgundy, I don't know, it's real pretty, but I like my shimmers normally to be lighter, so I probably wouldn't reach for this a lot. I don't think I've even touched it, so I'm gonna let that go. Pretty sure they still have this one, so I will hang on to this. This is Cherish. It does not have a pressed glitter either. I don't wear reds a lot. This is a little bit more burgundy, and I did like the look I came up with it, so I'll hang on to it. Next up is Lyric. This one does have a pressed glitter. Pretty sure they still have this. It's a nice neutral palette, so we'll hang on to it, especially since they still have it. And then last from that collection, and I guess it's last in this. Oh, nope, it's not last in this. I still have more. And this, not design, whatever. Format, that's what I'm looking for. This is Ballad. It does not have a pressed glitter. It's a nice, beautiful, smoky, cool tone palette, and I do like smoky, cool tone, so I'm going to hang on to that. I really did like the look I did with that one. Okay, got a few more of these in this format. Okay, next up, unfortunately they don't have this one anymore. This is Cashmere Forever. It is beautiful. I love these purples, so I'm definitely hanging on to that. If you see me keep looking over, I'm looking at my monitor to make sure I stay in focus and that you guys can see the colors. This one is just a glitch. It's no longer available either, but it's a nice pretty pastel palette, and I loved the look I came out with this as well. So I'm gonna hang on to that. Even though we're getting out of summer and coming into fall, I'll use that in the spring for sure. This next one is called On a Wing, and it's a nice kind of mauve palette. And I do like it, so I'm going to hang on to that. And then last in this format is High Society. And this is what it looks like. It's a beautiful green palette, and I'm definitely hanging on to this. I love greens. So definitely hanging on to that. Okay. Then I have the Bambi palettes. So, which, FYI, if you're a BoxyCharm member, I'm not anymore, but if you're a BoxyCharm member, I saw some of the Bambi palettes on the drop shop, so keep an eye out there if you were missing out on these and you wanted them. This one's Thumper. Super cute, kind of a mauve tone palette. Really do like it, like the look I came up with, and this is kind of nostalgic to me. I love Bambi, so I'm hanging on to this. I think I got the whole collection when it came out. This is Flower. This one's the purple one, so this is of course my favorite, so I'm definitely hanging on to this. And then this is Bambi, which is just a neutral palette, but it's a nice neutral palette. I like the more yellow tones in here, so I'm going to hang on to this one as well. Again, nostalgic, and I do like them. All right, next up I have this Pixie by Petra. What are you called? Mesmerizing Mineral Palette and Sunset Mattes. I do believe this is brand new. Is it even, how do I even open this thing? Right here? I think it's new. Pretty sure it's new. That's what it looks like. Really pretty mattes. But I don't need any mattes, so I'm going to let this go. This is the Milani Most Wanted Jewel Heist. My blue in here broke, so I gotta be careful with it. You know, I've never tried this palette, and I do want to know the quality. If they still have this, I'm going to hang on to it and put it aside to try it, because I do like to have drugstore options for you guys. So yeah, I'm going to hang on to that. And then same with this one. This is the Most Wanted Rosy Revenge. This one's beautiful. So I definitely want to try this one. I can tell like the shimmers aren't Papal like what I like, but I still think that it looks like a pretty palette. So I definitely want to give it a try and let you guys know the quality. Let's see. Next up I have Dose of Color Smoky Soiree. And, oh, I haven't used this yet, but I love the colors. Absolutely love the colors. I'm going to cover the mirror. Beautiful, cool tone, smoky colors. So I'll get a lot of use out of this in the fall and the winter. So definitely hanging on to this. Okay, then I have an Ofra Signature palette in Galaxy. I think this is the purple one. Yeah, this is the purple one. And I love these because they're versatile. And then the middle shade is actually a highlighter. So you can use it, of course, on your eyes, which is what they have it intended for in this palette. But then you can turn around and use that as your highlighter if you want to do a monochromatic look. So I'm hanging on to that one. The next one is called Symphony. So it's a signature palette as well, and it's an Ofra. This is just kind of a neutral mauve palette. I've never used this, so I think I'm going to let it go because I have a lot of mauve palettes, so let that one go. But it's really pretty, and the highlighter in there is Blissful, so that's one of their main big highlighters, so it's nice. And then this last one is the Signature Luxe, and this is just a nice neutral palette. Have not used this either. So, and then the middle shade is Rodeo Drive, very popular highlighter. So I'm going to let this one go as well because I have a lot of those and I already have all of those highlighters, so I'm good. All right, next up we're digging into my Natasha Denona minis. I'm going to, well, not minis, I've got some of the 5-pan palettes and then I've got some of the minis. So we'll start with the 5 pans. I'm going to tell you I probably won't really be getting rid of much with these. This is the Natasha Denona Cupid palette. I think this was exclusive for BoxyCharm. And it's just a nice burgundy red palette, so I'll hang on to this. Okay, next up is the Jubilee palette. This was a BoxyCharm exclusive, but I like the colors in here, so I'm definitely hanging on to this. I don't know that I'll honestly get rid of any of my Natasha Denonas. This is the Cranberry palette. I love this. This is a beautiful palette. So definitely hanging on to this. Okay, this one is palette number 8, I believe. I'm not sure. Some of mine have gotten a little mixed up, but this is kind of a nice burgundy purple plum palette. So I'm going to hang on to that. This is palette number 2. Honestly, I don't see myself using that one. It's a little bit more on the light side except for that deep purple right there. So I'm going to let that one go. Okay, next one is the Ayana palette. Again, this was a BoxyCharm, but this is a great neutral palette, so I'm going to hang on to this. A little grungy with this green right here too, so hanging on to that. Oops, wrong pile. And then I've got the Coral palette. Love this. That shade in the center is really special. Nice and pretty, so you can kind of see the shift. Very pretty. So hanging on to that. And then lastly, in that format, I have the Peak palette, and this was also BoxyCharm. This is just a nice matte, well, almost all matte. You've got one shimmer right there. So yeah, I'm gonna hang on to that. Pardon me. All right, now we're getting into her minis, Natasha Denona minis. I won't get rid of any of these. This is the Mini Nude palette. I love these. $25 and you get Natasha Denona, great quality. So hanging on to that. I'll just show you everything I have. This is the Mini Zendo. The Mini Glam. Careful, no breaking. The Mini Biba. And then this is probably my favorite one. This is the Mini Gold. This is what it looks like. It's kind of, it's got that real pretty greens right there. So it's kind of a grungy palette. A little bit different than the actual gold palette that she released. This is the Mini Retro. Right there, very pretty. Probably my second favorite. And then this is the Mini Love. Perfect little Valentine's Day palette. I didn't pick up her other one. I think it was called Crush because I think I had all the shades already. And it was a little bit more on the red side, so that was good. And then this is the last one. This is the Mini Tropic palette. So these are all the shades that were on the bottom row of the original Tropic palette. So I just got this. I don't think I have the Tropic palette. So that's all of those. So like I said, I am keeping all of those. They're not going anywhere. Okay. All right, let's see. Next up I have some palettes from LA Girl. I'm not sure if they have these anymore, but these are good quality. This is called Keep It Playful Playmate. So that's what it looks like. And there you go right there. And their shimmers are really nice. So if they still have this, I'm going to put it in the maybe pile. If they still have it, I'm keeping it. Because like I said, I want good drugstore eyeshadow palettes to recommend to you guys. And then this one I really like. This is called Keep It Playful Downplay. And same thing, if they still have this, then I will be keeping it, but it's going in the maybe pile until I check that out. Okay, next up I have the ABH Norvina collection. This is the Mini Pro Pigment Palette Volume 1. And this is the purple pink one. So I'm going to hang on to this one. And FYI, I've seen some of these at TJ Maxx for pretty cheap if you're looking for them. Go check them out there. And then I have another one. This is the Volume 2, the Mini Pro Pigment Norvina. And this is like greens. Perfect little fall palette right here. I like this, so I'm going to hang on to that as well. Okay, then I have one from Juvia's Place. This is the Rebel Honey palette. And that's what this looks like. I've never used it. And it's more on the orangey side, so I think I'm going to go ahead and let that one go. Then I've got some Huda palettes. This one I don't think they have anymore. Excuse my chair, it's a little noisy. This is the Amethyst Obsessions. And it's a beautiful purple palette, and I really do like this palette, so I'm going to hang on to this one. It's like perfect travel palette if you want to have purples. Then I've got the Wild Jaguar. I loved this collection that she came out with, so this one was my favorite, the deep cool tones. So I'm hanging on to that one. This one is Wild Python. Don't know if you can see the shift in there where it changes. Yeah, you kind of can. And this is greens and peaches and real pretty colors, so I'm hanging on to that one. And then this is the Wild Chameleon. This is more of a red palette from what I recall. It's got one little pretty purple in there, but it's a little bit more on the red orange side. So I don't see myself using this, so I'm going to go ahead and let that one go. Got eyeshadow on my hand. Okay, next up I have the Huda Nude Medium Obsessions. This one got dropped and broken, but it's still in decent shape, so I'm going to hang on to that. I like the deeper rosy tones in there, so I'm gonna keep that. And then last but not least, I think she got rid of her neon ones. This is, I think, the neon pink, but it's got the real pretty purples in there and some pastels, so I'm gonna hang on to that one as well. Okay. Next up is Too Faced Major Love. These little palettes are so cute. And I like this because, of course, the little greens in there, and the quality is pretty good on these. It's kind of like their chocolate bar, that format. This one is Shake Your Pom Poms. This one's a little bit too light for me, so I'm going to let it go. This one is Kitty Likes to Scratch. This one's okay, just a little neutral. Don't think I've ever even touched it, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. This one is Light My Fire. Definitely more on the red warm side, or orange warm side. Don't really wear those, so I'm going to let that go. This is the Tickled Peach, and it does smell like peach, so I'm going to hang on to that one. I do like that one a lot. This one is Sugar Cookie. This one's a bit light, so I'm going to let that one go. The only real deep one in here is a shimmer, and I like my deep ones to be matte, so I'm going to let that one go. I don't even think I've used that one. I don't think you can get that one anymore. This one is Hot Buttered Rum. This is kind of a warm neutral palette. Not sure that I see myself reaching for it. This is one that was kind of in high demand, so, and it does smell like hot buttered rum. I'm gonna put it in my maybe pile. Okay, this one is Christmas Coffee. This was from last year's Christmas collection. I'm gonna hang on to that one. I love the little Christmas palettes. This is Forbidden Fruitcake. And I like this one as well, so I'm gonna hang on to that one. This one is That's My Jam. This one's got purples and pinks, so of course I'm hanging on to that. This one is Let's Play. This one's okay, it's a little bit more mauve pink, so I'm gonna let that one go. Next one is Be My Lover. Kind of purpley pink, but it's a little on the light side, and I don't think I've used this, so I think I'm going to let it go to another home. And then we have the last one is Salted Caramel. Don't think this is available anymore either. I really do like this, and it does smell good, so I am going to hang on to this one. Next up, I've got this palette from Poppy Cosmetics. It's called Summer Fling. Kind of a bright pink, almost sunset palette. I do like this, so I am going to hang on to this. Then I have also from Poppy Cosmetics the Mood Swings palette. And this is more of a bluish, I don't know, with an orange. I'm not quite sure. With that pretty green in there. I don't see myself reaching for this a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and let this go. Okay, and then I have two palettes from e.l.f. They're little bite-sized palettes. This is Truffle, or Truffles. It's their more cool tone, smoky palette. I do like this one, so I'm going to hang on to that. And these are only $3, and they're still pretty good quality. And then this one is Cream and Sugar. And I do like this one as well, so I will hang on to this one. That's what it looks like right there. So I'll hang on to that one. And I've got the little mini palettes from Essence. This is called Nothing Compares to Nude. And this one is way too light for me. I do not know why I bought it. So I'm gonna let that go. Never touched it. This one is Dancing Green. And I like those greens in there. I like those deep greens. So I am going to hold on to that one. This one is My Rose Will Go On. Again, a little bit too light for me, so I'm gonna let that one go. Very pretty though. Then I've got the Taupe It Up. And this is just a nice cool tone palette. Haven't touched it, a little too light for me, so I'm gonna let that one go too. If that gray had been a little deeper, I probably would have kept it. This one is bronzed this way. So there's another bronze palette. I have not touched this one yet. I am going to hang on to this one. I'm actually going to put it over here with this bronze palette I was debating to keep from ColourPop. And then the last one is I like to mauve it. And this, of course, is a mauve palette, and I do like this one. So I'm going to hang on to that one. This next one is from Midas Cosmetics. This is their Artistry Palette Volume 2. That's what it looks like out of the sleeve. And it's a nice grungy palette. I'm not sure if I've used this one, but anyways, they're not around anymore and I have a lot of grungy palettes, so I'm gonna let this one go. Hopefully somebody will enjoy it for the fall because it's really pretty. Let that one go over here. Okay, then I have the Dose of Colors I Love Sarahi. I think it's time to let this one go. I've had it a long time. It's looking pretty rough. And yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's way past expired. So I'm going to just actually throw this one away. I'm not going to give that to anyone because I don't know just how good it is anymore. Okay, then I have some more from Juvia's Place. This is the Sweet Pinks by Juvia's. I really do like this palette, but I haven't reached for it since I did a look with it. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile because the pinks are beautiful. I just don't know if I'm going to use it, so I'm going to set that aside. Then I have the Berries from Juvia's Place. And I like how deep this goes. This is a beautiful palette, so I'm hanging on to that. And actually thinking about it, I am going to keep the Sweet Pinks because I remember I did a look with the Berries and the Sweet Pinks together. Here, I'll hold them up next to each other so you can see them. And the look just came out beautiful because these palettes go really, really well together. So there you go, side by side, that's what they look like. They go really well together. It's kind of like they were made for each other. So I am going to go ahead and hang on to both of those. Then I have the Bronzed Rustic palette from Juvia's. So again, another bronze palette. Haven't used this one yet. Not a real fan of the other tones other than the bronze in there. So I'm gonna let that one go. Brand new. Someone else can enjoy it. Then I have the Nudes by Juvia's Place. This one, again, way too light. I've never touched it, so I'm gonna let this go. This is great for someone with really fair skin and who likes just kind of a wash of color on their eyes. Great quality. This is the Taupes by Juvia's. And I do like that one a lot. It's a nice cool tone palette. The only thing is I wish that gray was a little bit deeper. So knowing me, I probably won't use it because I can't get it as deep as I want to. So I'm going to go ahead and let it go. Then I have the Nubian Glow palette. This one is more on the orangey side. It's got some really cool colors in there. But again, I don't really use the oranges or the yellows all that much, so I am going to let it go. I've never touched it. I do think it has a pressed glitter in there, but it looks really pretty. And I've tried their pressed glitters before. They're pretty good. This is the Blushed Rose, and I do like this one a lot, so I am going to hang on to this one. And then we have the Mauves. Definitely like this one more on the purple side, mauvey purple side, so definitely holding on to that one. That center color right there, so pretty, so shifty and shimmery. Then I have the Violets by Juvia's Place. Ooh. And these are real deep purple, so I do like that if I want to go with a real deep smoky purple look. And then last from Juvia's Place here, this is the Nubian Royal. And this is also a nice deep purple palette. It does have one pressed glitter right there, but that's okay. And I really do like this, so I'm going to hang on to it. Okay. Next up, I have the Viseart Neutral Matte. I actually got this in a BoxyCharm and I have yet to try it. I have swatched it, but I haven't tried it. I need to set it aside to use it because it's, from what I understand, Viseart mattes are really, really good quality, so I want to check them out. And then I also have the Viseart Malou, I think is how you pronounce it. And I do like the colors in this too. It's all matte, but again, I want to try it out, so I'm going to hang on to that. And then I have Nabla. This is the Nabla Cutie palette in Midnight. And this is beautiful. Even though I don't wear blues a lot, I would wear this. So I am going to hang on to this. And I love Nabla's quality. And I like that they put a lot of different textures in their palettes. They're a little bit more unique. This is the Nabla Cutie palette in Coral. And I really do like that as well, so I'm going to hang on to that. This is the Nabla Cutie in Analog. Beautiful neutral palette. Definitely hanging on to that one. And then we have the Nabla Wild Berry palette. Again, beautiful. Hanging on to that one. And then last, from the Nabla, this is the Nabla Cutie palette in Platinum. And I love this palette, so definitely hanging on to this. I know I shouldn't be swatching, but I mean, look at that. Look at those shimmers. They are beautiful. So yeah, very good quality, so I am definitely hanging on to those. Next up, I have the Made by Mitchell Mini Mitchell Volume 1 palette right here. And this is what it looks like. I have never used this palette. It's very pretty, but I'm going to go ahead and let it go. Let someone else try it out. Alright, the next palette I have is actually a Nabla palette. This is an all pressed glitter palette. And like I mentioned with the ColourPop palette, I like that it's in a separate palette away from eyeshadow. So I will hang on to this one. This one is called Ruby Lights. So it's really pretty. And their glitters are nice. So I am going to hang on to that one. This is from Nomad Cosmetics. This is called Studio 54. And it's got like some dual chromes in here. Shimmery dual chromes. So I'm going to hang on to those. I like to use my all shimmer palettes with my all matte palettes. So there's that. This is from Love Luxe Beauty. It's called Something Gorgeous. And this is a beautiful like kind of pastel neon mix right there. So I do like that one. That'll be real pretty in the spring. So I'm going to hang on to that one. I think they still have that one. This is from Lethal Cosmetics. This was the collaboration with Teresa is Dead. It's called Lethal is Dead. And this is what the palette looks like. I do like this palette, so I'm going to hang on to that. Lethal has good quality stuff. Now their shimmers aren't as pow as some of the other indie brands, but it's still a really nice palette. Okay, and this is from Midas Cosmetics. This is the Lemonade palette. I don't think Midas is around anymore. This is what it looks like without the sleeve on it. This palette is brand new. It's all yellows. And like I mentioned before, I don't wear yellows a lot. So I'm going to let this one go. Brand new. Someone else can have it. Okay, I've got another one from Love Luxe Beauty. This is called Foiled Rose. And it's pretty much how I was described. It's a nice rosy palette. Don't really reach for this one a lot, so I'm going to let that one go. This is from Copacetic Cosmetics. It was a collaboration with M. Jones 5018. I follow her on Instagram. She does a lot of really good indie like custom palettes to give you ideas on what to do with your indies, but this is what the palette looks like. It's beautiful. I mean, regardless of the shadows, I don't know if I could get rid of this just because of the packaging with that precious little dog on there. So, but regardless, this is what it looks like. It's an all shimmer palette, and there's a lot of duochromes in there. It's a nice, really shifty palette, so definitely hanging on to this one. Okay, next one is from Shroud Cosmetics is who they're called now. Yeah, Shroud. Used to be Stroke Cosmetics, but now it's Shroud. But this was the collaboration with Butte Bean. Now she goes by, oh, I can't remember. Oh, it'll come to me. But anyways, this was their Halloween collaboration last year. This is what it looks like. Very unique color story, and I really do like this. So I am hanging on to this, and I just saw on Instagram that they'll be restocking this palette, and she's releasing a new Halloween palette as well. So check out Shroud if you're interested in that. Okay, then I have the Wet n Wild Pac-Man palette. And this is what it looks like right here. Honestly, I don't think I'll ever use this. It's very nostalgic, but I'm gonna let it go. Okay, and then I have Violet Voss Fun Sized palette. This is the donut palette, and it's just a lot of fun colors. That's what it looks like right there. But I have a lot of palettes with lots of fun colors, so I'm gonna let this one go. And then I have the Fun Size Sweet Violet palette. This one I'm hanging on to because of the purples, and I really did like the quality. I like the quality of Violet Voss shadows. They're really pretty, really good quality. So hanging on to that. Then I have the Wildflower. Pretty sure this came in Boxy Charm or Ipsy, I'm not sure. But anyways, not one that I'll wear a lot, so although the quality is excellent, I am going to go ahead and let it go. And then last I have the Wild Dahlia, and I do like this one. I like the cool tones in this one. So this is perfect for the fall, winter, so I'm going to hang on to that one. Okay, next up, have some BH Cosmetics palettes. Now, I know that they had gone out of business or filed bankruptcy, and then Makeup Revolution bought them. I just got an email that they're coming back. So they had done some, I went and checked out their website, and they have some new little mini like quads in the travel series, so those look kind of cute. So I'm curious to see what else they're going to come up with, and I am praying that the quality is the same that it was before. I'm hoping Makeup Revolution didn't mess with the formula. But with that being said, I won't be keeping all my BH palettes because they don't have them anymore. So we're going to start with this one. This is the Venom palette. This was from their Halloween collection. It's a nice cool tone smoky palette, but I'm going to let it go. Okay, this one is Nightshade. This one I'm going to hang on to. It's a pretty purpley pink palette. I don't think I can ever have enough of those. I'm going to hang on to that. This one is Sub-Zero. Pretty blue palette. Probably won't use it though very much, so I'm going to let that one go. The Ghost Pepper palette. Pretty reds and pinks. Probably won't use it a lot, so I'm going to let it go. Oh. This one is Do Not Disturb. And it's got some pretty purples and some pretty blues and teals, but honestly probably won't use it a lot. Don't think they have this one anymore, so I'm going to let that one go. Alright, now we're going to be going through my ColourPop 9-pan palettes, and I have a ton of them. I've already decluttered some of these, so probably won't be decluttering a lot of them. Just fair warning. Okay, High Tide. This one is a beautiful teal palette, and I love this palette. This one got me interested in teals. I never really wore teals before this palette. So I figured out that I'm not big on blues, but I do like teals. So there you go. This is the Boston Celtics palette. I got it because of the greens, not because of the Celtics. I am a Mavericks fan. Dallas Mavericks all the way. I have never touched this palette, and I think I have enough greens, so I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. I don't know if they still have these or not. The whole NBA thing that they did. This is the collaboration they did with Disney and Tinkerbell, Sprinkle a Little Magic. I actually love this palette, so it's definitely not going anywhere. So that's what that looks like. So like I said, I've got a lot of greens, so I'm gonna hang on to that one. This one is their collaboration with Star Wars and the Mandalorian. This is the Child palette. Definitely hanging on to this one. I love the Mandalorian. I love the Child. He's so cute, and I like the color story, so definitely hanging on to that. This one is Meant to Be. Again, like I said, I have plenty of greens. Love this palette. Definitely hanging on to it. Just My Luck. This one is an awesome green palette if you want a green palette. This shade right here and this shade right here are awesome. I love them, but all the greens in here are really good. Hanging on to that. This is the Honey. This is probably the only yellow palette I really reach for, so I am going to hang on to that. Then I have the Los Angeles Lakers. I bought this because of the purples and the yellows. Haven't touched it. As you can see, I have tons of purple palettes and I don't wear yellows a lot, so I'm gonna let this go. Brand new. Okay, then I have Smoke Show. This is actually called Blow and Smoke now. I bought this when they first released it, and then there was some issue because I think another company had a palette named Smoke Show, so they had to change the name. So I love this palette. It's a great, smoky palette if you want to do a nice smoky eye. So I'm hanging on to this. Just know that it's still available. It's just called Blow and Smoke now. Okay, next up I have the Grandeur palette. They no longer have this one, and I've never used it. So I think I'm gonna let it go. It's a nice color story, nice kind of neutral, cool tone color story, but I'm gonna let it go. Then I have the Baroque palette. I really do like this one. It's like gray blue, but again, I've never used it. It's discontinued, so I'm going to let it go. Okay, then I have the So Fly palette. I did like this one. It was nice. I don't see myself reaching for it again though a lot, so I'm gonna let it go. This one is That's Taupe. I do like this one a lot. Nice cool tone, neutral palette, hanging on to that one. Next up is another collaboration with Star Wars and the Mandalorian. This one is the Mandalorian palette. Definitely hanging on to this one. I love the Mandalorian, and I love the actor that plays the Mandalorian, but this is the color story, and I do like the color story. I love cool tones, so this is great. Okay, and then I have Of Quartz. And this is a beautiful cool tone palette. Seeing a trend here? There you go. I don't do warm tones as much as I do neutrals, so definitely keeping that one. This one is Nude Mood. Honestly, this is pretty. It's not my favorite. I've never used it, and I've got other neutral palettes that I like better, so I'm just going to go ahead and let this one go. Never touched it. And then I have the Wild Child palette. This one is nice and deep, so I really do like this. This is kind of more of the on the bronzy side again, which is making me think I don't need to hold on to this one. Let me just show you. Like, shoot, they're almost the same. They're almost the same. So I'm going to let this mini palette go and hang on to Wild Child because I like the tones in there a little bit better. Perfect. So that answered my question on those maybe palettes. Okay, then I've got Baby Got Peach. This one is just too light for me. I have never touched this one. I love this pretty peach color right here, the shimmer. But other than that, I'm not drawn to this. It just doesn't go deep enough for me, so I'm going to let it go. Okay, then I have the Wine and Only palette. This one's gorgeous, so I am definitely keeping this. Beautiful for the fall, winter. This is Ooh La La. It's a real pretty, just pink palette. A little bit of purple down there. Love this shade right there, so definitely hanging on to this one, an oldie but a goodie. If I ever want a monochromatic pink palette, I know I can reach for that one, and the look will come out really pretty. This is Cloud Spun. Another pink palette. Where'd it go? Let's look at these two together. Okay, this is Cloud Spun right here. I just don't think I'll use it. I think I'm just going to keep Ooh La La and get rid of Cloud Spun. Oh, and then Strawberry Shake. Is that one more red? But yeah, this is more on the red. Ready Pinks. I don't see myself using that, so I'm going to let that one go. This one is Fine Feathered. It's a nice mauve purple tone palette. I don't know if they still have this one or not, but I really do like this one, so I'm going to keep that. Okay, next up is Blush Crush. This one's messy, but it's a nice pretty kind of blush palette. I don't see myself using it a lot though, so I'm going to go ahead and let it go. Okay, this one's Lock It Down. I don't know if they have this one anymore. I think it was kind of a limited release, but it's purples, so it's not going anywhere. And then I have Glam Right. I don't think I've ever used this one. It's more of a purple mauve blush tone palette. So I'm going to go ahead and let that one go, because again, I don't think they have this one anymore. Okay, then we have the It's My Pleasure. This is their monochromatic purple palette. Messy. Definitely keeping that one. That shade in the middle, Earth Shine, is so pretty. All over the lid. Then I've got Lilac You a Lot. And that's what that looks like. Of course, purples, not getting rid of it. Then I have Making Mauves. I have never used this one. It's a beautiful mauve tone palette. I'm afraid that Super Shock one's trying to fall out right there, but it's brand new, never touched it. So I'm going to go ahead and let that one go. Okay, then I have All Things Equinox. I'm not sure if they have this one anymore or not. It's kind of a purple palette, but it's kind of real toned down, so I'm going to let it go. Not very saturated, that's the word I was looking for. And then, last but not least, I have the Disney Frozen 2 collaboration. This is the Anna palette, and I do like this one a lot. It's great for the fall. I love the deep tones in there, so, and it goes great with the gold, so hanging on to that one. Alright, I am going to end the video here. I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are having a great day or evening wherever you are in this world. I hope you are staying safe. I hope you are staying healthy, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye!